In this video, we are focusing on the over-sexualization of women in today's media. Exploitation of women can be seen everywhere, but one primary resource of it would be through the media we consume. TikTok and Instagram have a very high exposure to the over-sexualization of women. Whether it's through the posts or memes we see through Instagram or the trends created within TikTok, this topic has come to light more and more throughout the years. Commercials, social media posts, and even video games all have the same trend on viewing women as sexual beings rather than just people.
Sexualization is so ingrained in our media that oftentimes when it's presented to us, we have a difficult time even recognizing it. Take for example, young girls in beauty pageants wearing provocative clothing. This kind of sexual behavior has a lasting impact on the young girls and leaves a deep impression on the people viewing it. You do not have to search through the internet for a long time to find the lasting impact of sexual behavior on young kids.
The male gaze is extremely prominent when it comes to the over-sexualization of women. In theory, the male gaze is the act of depicting women and the world. In the visual arts and literature, from a masculine heterosexual perspective that presents and represents women as sexual objects for the pleasure of the male viewer. You can see acts of male gaze when it comes to movies, social media, and more.
A time of where the male gaze was prominent was when it emerged on TikTok, the main character trend on TikTok specifically. This trend involved women posting videos of themselves walking, eating, reading, overall just existing, while purposefully trying to seem mysterious. What is less frequently talked about is how the implications of this trend are just completely misogynistic and damaging to women. It plants the idea in women's minds that we must always try to look sexy, yet nonchalant, where the chance of the man of our dreams is gazing at us from afar. Think about it. How many movies have you seen where the ugly, lonely girl gets a makeover and wins the prize, being with the best, most popular boy in school?
Nothing personal, Lainey, but this particular coif doesn't really go with your face shape. What do you have in mind? You'd really have to trust me.
The biggest problem is, this only happens to women. We live in a society that tells women that they are nothing more than glorified sex objects. This then allows TV and movie directors, advertisers, clothing designers, video game developers, toy makers, and everyone else to make products based off this stereotype and promote this idea of sexualization in young women and children.
Instagram models may be an unrealistic standard that young people strive to meet. Angles, filters, and Photoshop can do wonders, but these images appear to be too real these days, leading to teenage girls and young women getting attached and starting to absorb those damaging messages younger and younger these days.
In magazines that I see women that are all airbrushed and they're made to look perfect. It makes me feel that I don't look perfect, that I don't look good in any way.
When you see like airbrush pictures, you do think like, why can't I look like that, and why aren't I as pretty as that?
This hypersexuality raises unrealistic expectations of their physical appearance. Women on TV and movies have extremely complex body proportions, slim waists, full breasts, and round buttocks. These characters spend a huge amount of time discussing how they want to be even thinner, how their body is what gets them love, and how men are their central focus of their lives.
Majority of young women are immersed in a culture that prioritizes women's sexiness, yet are judged negatively for being sexual, leaving them in a no-win situation. Hence, addressing societal factors directing and constraining women's sexuality and sexual expression should be a primary goal.